ZIIGAAT is back with the Odyssey, and true to its name, this will take you on a musical Odyssey. It's a set that excels at higher volumes and scaling, with the overall sound being dumpy but still very mid-range focused with a slight treble emphasis. It's a very interesting combination and a very unique listen. For those who vibe with the Explorer, you're gonna really love these, since the Odyssey is just a cleaner and more detailed and mid-range focused Explorer. I personally recommend the Aslak tips or Tangzut and Venus tips, since they give you more thump, a little bit more energy in the treble, which makes the overall sound feel a little bit more lively. At mid volume, the Odyssey has a clean, calm, and relaxing tonality, something you would put on before bed to kind of like chill you down. But the real magic happens when you turn these up. At higher volumes, this is very immersive. The stage is wide, has a good amount of air and treble detail, the low end is punchy, and the sound overall just swallows and envelops you, making the experience very immersive without being too fatiguing or jarring, or otherwise that would have taken you out of the immersion. I think the intimacy is perfect while giving you a pretty spacious feeling. And I was actually surprised at how prominent the bass was given the graph. It's not bass at levels by any means, but at higher volumes, the low end is actually pretty rumbly and very noticeable. It doesn't overtake the sound, but it's definitely there, and it's very fun, very punchy. The new topology DD that ZIIGAAT is using is pretty well balanced. It's not too slow in the attack or too quick in the attack and decay. It's not too thick, it's not too light either. The no way is pretty normal, it's pretty natural, and it just adds that just little oomph to the low end to give you that really like liveness to the sound. It's not quite on the same level as the Hype 4s or T Pros, slightly behind them when it comes to the texture, the slam, and the impact, but the Odyssey does its job very well for the sound it's going for, and it's just good, well-balanced bass. However, the main star of the show is in the midst, where the music is nicely separated and layered at a comfortable distance, allowing you to really just pick out the sound and get lost in the sauce. Similarly, vocals are at a good distance to allow more room for the instruments to breathe. They feel open and extended. They're not too forward, not too recessed. They're not too powerful either. They're not husky, they're not sparkly, but it's just clean and well-balanced vocals that doesn't get in the way of the sound. The only downside really to the vocals is that it can feel a little bit too relaxed and a little bit recessed at mid volumes. You can make the argument that it's a little bit like boring at mid volume if you don't crank them up, but you should be cranking these anyways, since these are a higher volume set. Treble wise, at higher volumes, the Odyssey is slightly airy. It's not sparkly or like a treble head or anything like that, but you do notice a difference versus like a darker, more tamer set like the Explorer. The treble detail comes across cleaner. You hear more of the micro details in the splash when it comes to the cymbals. It's not going to be fatiguing or jarring either. It's still smooth, but you still get the air and the detail and the micro nuances in the treble. Although again, at mid volume, the treble is going to sound a little bit relaxed to some people. It's not going to be like energetic and fun. So if you're looking for something chill and clean, these are great at mid volumes. But otherwise, I would just highly recommend turning these up. Overall resolution and technical performance also good for the price. It's not a value monster like the SUPERMIX4 or anything like that, but it's a step up from the Explorer and slightly behind the Quintet. Although the Odysseys are much more natural when it comes to the timbre, it's not gonna have that metallic-y feeling to the treble. And overall, it's just more musical, since the Quintets, again, don't scale very good, and there's some metallic timbre. Now, if your library is mainly slow rock, acoustic, indie, alternative, and ballads, stuff like that, then the Odysseys will be the perfect fit for you. It's going to take you on a very unique and immersive musical experience. And to me, because I do listen louder, which is what you should be doing on the Odysseys, and my library does fit that genre of music, the Odyssey to me is like one of my favorite IEMs that came out this year, like period, regardless of price. It reminds me of the original EJ07 in a way that it just takes you on a journey and you just forget about everything else except for the music. However, you do have some options if you're looking for a different type of sound. For example, if you want something warmer and bassier with good scaling skill, then both the Kiwi Years KE4 and the new HBB Arcadia will be a better fit overall when it comes to like the bass and the low end versus the Odyssey. The KE4 and Arcadia will be better when it comes to hip hop, rock, and metal, since they do have more body, more slam, and thickness in the low end. Same with the Deuce. If you want like a bass headset, the Deuce just has like way more bass. The bass is very rumbly and reverby, but just don't buy it from Fat Freak if you're getting the Deuce, obviously. On the other hand, if you're looking for an all-rounder set at mid volumes and you don't like blast your music too loud, then the SUPERMIX4, the Nova, the Quintet, and the Chopin will all be like more engaging. They're gonna feel more natural at mid volume and more detailed and better, when it comes to technical performance as well as being a little bit cheaper. Those will be better when it comes to J-pop, K-pop, and pop in general. They will sound sweeter in the female vocals, but with the only downside that they aren't as unique as the Odysseys in the way that it scales and takes you on a journey. Then lastly, if you want something with more air and treble emphasis, less bassy, cleaner, and slightly sparkly with great female vocals, then you got the CADENZA 4, great pick for that, as well as the CKLVX if you want something airier but still like full sounding and gives you that like unique dreamy presentation. So the point is, you do have a lot of options, but no matter what IEM you currently own or you want to get, I think the Odyssey will always be a good option if you want to try something new and something different tonal wise. I do believe this will become a cult classic like the original G07s, the Explorer, and the Carmen. And if you're open to trying new sounds or you just like collecting like different IEMs, I would highly recommend picking these up as something different. The plating is also very beautiful, very well done overall, and it's just a home run in my opinion. ZIIGAAT has been just turning out very great IEMs in general. The cable could be better. ZIIGAAT gotta work on the cable game, but again, you do need to turn these up. But when you do, these are just amazing, super immersive. Just lay back and just enjoy the music, since you know that's what you're here for, right? The music. Aside from that, I hope the review was helpful. You know, let me know if you're gonna get it or not. HBB Arcadia review coming up next, so stay tuned for that. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see everyone in the next one. Shout out to Roark's Cat, Dom Q, Star Buccaneers, Discal Scaldus, B Urak, Mystic Spoon Attack, Oh Really, Walker Standard, User, Ernest, Patrick, Polly J, Mr. Gorillas, Anton Risto, Gis Sing Yan, Ed Dunlap, Christopher Jackson, Name, Henry Claudia, Son of a Horse, 777ZK, Ben Thompson, Asher, Obi, Contain Guava Juice Gains, Treble Well Extended, Wizard, Frickalicious, Luigi, Andric, Ricardo, Tapas, and Nathaniel. Thank you guys so much.